Alrighty.
I think that's done it. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the epic HeroQuest game of boredness. Yes, HeroQuest board. So hopefully this is going to be the start of many of these sessions to come with a static group. We're missing one, of course. Capt.SaVe is not here. He's been through the beginning of this before, and I'll just force him to watch it when he gets in at some point. So what we'll do here is real quick, everyone here has really had no experience with this game, so I'll be teaching it as we go forward. And I'll give a little hints here for Tabletop Simulator for anyone that may end up watching that's interested in some of the little intricacies of using Tabletop Simulator to run a successful board game. So we'll go ahead and start, just do the briefest, I think, of introductions. We've got Mr. Grey Fox. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Grey Fox 13, and people are supposed to call me Grey, even though Kage keeps forgetting that. Sniffles.
I keep telling him I'll call him Frank Yeager or something. I don't know. Maybe I'll just call him Bob. Can I call you Bob?
No, let's stick to Grey.
All right, Bob. Good job. Archer, a lot of people know from the channel. Archer is my nemesis, the guy I'm always trying to kill.
Indeed, sir.
Isn't that right, Archer?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. It's mutual. It's okay.
Oh, man. Archer, remind me. Where did we meet?
Diablo.
It was Diablo, yes. Was it on the stream or the channel or anything like that?
Half YouTube, half stream.
Yeah, so that's good. Archer's been around.
Oh, yeah.
He's been around, and we've hated each other since.
Totally.
All right, the gentleman listed as Fidzle. You know what? I never asked you how to pronounce that name.
Fitz works fine.
Fids. Do you prefer that, or do you prefer to go by DeadPlanet?
It's both alright with me.
All right. Well, I welcome you, sir. He has been a long-time member here, too. We've talked, and we are sharing streams right now. He's actually going to stream this, and hopefully I'll get links. If you save those as highlights, I can put them up on the videos.
Oh, I will.
Great.
I will.
Excellent. You are a fine gentleman. All right, this is HeroQuest. This is a fairly simple D&D type game. It kind of takes out the role-playing element. It's mostly dungeon crawl stuff. You have two things you can do at any given turn. You can perform an action and you can move. If you're interested in what kind of actions you have, I've got this wonderful little card here. As Archer had asked before, you can hold Alt in order to see a zoomed-in version of it, and you can use your mouse wheel while holding Alt to make it bigger and smaller, which is great. It's a wonderful little tip for you tabletop guys out there. So you can attack a monster. You can cast a spell if you're either the wizard or the elf. You can search for treasure, search for secret doors, search for traps. If you found traps, you can also try to disarm them.
Can you attack a companion?
No. I've told you. We've talked about this. I don't want you stabbing people in the back.
Sniffles.
Gone over this. Gosh. He's very hostile, very aggressive. I may allow special concessions if you decide to attack Archer at some point, because I
knew
always...
that was coming. I knew it. I was waiting.
That's the big thing. It's Archer. It has to be Archer. And that's the big thing there. Combat takes place with using these dice that you see here, these white dice. These are the combat dice, and I've laid them out so you can see the actual facing of the die, 1 through 6. Starting from here is 1, over here is the 6. Quick control for that, by the way, when I'm tapping, that's tab. If you tap tab, you can tab arrows. If you hold tab, you can draw lines. So it'll make directing each other very easy for where you want to move. So when you're doing combat in this game, you're going to walk up to your monster, you're going to try and attack it. You can only attack things adjacent to you, so squares up, down, left, right, nothing diagonal.
Unless you have the weapon.
Right, there are weapons to do that, but you won't have that for the first couple missions.
True.
When you're doing combat, you're looking for these skulls. These are your hit die. When you get a skull, you hit. And for every skull, that's 1 point of damage. And you'll notice on your character sheets, I've kind of laid them out, we've got a Barbarian who's got a hearty amount of hit points, or body points as they're known as, has the highest attack dice of the starting game. That'll change based on equipment. You've got the Dwarf, who's the second hardiest. He's got only 1 less body point. He's also got 1 less attack die. Everybody has pretty much less than the Barbarian at the start. Elf, who's a combined fighter-caster. And we also have our wizard, who basically, he's squishy, he will die quickly. Archer should play him. So 1 skull is 1 point, which will reduce your body points by 1. In order to prevent that damage, you roll your defensive dice, which every character has 2 when they start, because they don't have equipment. And you're looking to get these white die here, these white shields. For every shield you roll, you reduce the damage you take by 1. It's a little different for monsters. They get this black one they have to roll. So as you can see, it's very small chance that a monster can actually defend against your attacks. And it's a much higher, 50% chance of getting a skull, right? So it's very easy to attack, much harder to defend. And that's how that works. So take a look at your cards. I've also given you guys these paper cards to keep your equipment on. I will be trying to keep up with the notepad on the right as well. But take a look at the cards and the different characters and get an idea of where you'd like to go. Barbarian, again, he's kind of the hardy one. He's going to go in first usually. He's going to probably try and buy a bunch of equipment to keep himself hardy. You have options when it comes to equipment. You can tend to go a little more defensive or a little more offensive. You lose a little bit of defensive die if you go for pure attack. The Dwarf is the second in line for hardiness. And the Dwarf, the specialty of the Dwarf is that he can disarm traps naturally. He just has to roll a die, and he successfully disarms a trap as long as he doesn't roll a black shield. So a 1 in 6 chance that he doesn't do it. Everyone else can disarm traps, but they have to buy toolkits to do that, and the toolkits are kind of expensive. That kind of gets into the armory, which we get into a bit later, usually after a mission when you've got some gold. Toolkits are 250 gold, and so that's very expensive. So you probably won't be getting those soon-ish. So the Dwarf is very good for disabling the traps that you'll be running into early game. Again, the Elf is your combined fighter mage, and the Wizard is your pure caster. The Wizard can do a little bit with combat, but he's mostly going to be trying to use his spells. The spells you get, you can only use once per dungeon, and you'll get them back after you complete your dungeon. I'll go ahead and flip the spells if you'd like to take a look at those. And while you guys are deciding what roles you'd like to take, and you can discuss amongst them, I can try and put a little up on the screen so people can maybe pause at some point. So please feel free to change yourself to the colors of the character you'd like, or if there's a conflict on who you'd like to play as, please feel free to fight for it. Kung Fu fighting preferably.
I just picked a Barbarian for now. Anybody else wanting the Barbarian?
I was eyeballing the Barbarian.
You snooze, you lose.
Dwarf is a good second choice if you are considering Barbarian. He's only 1 body point lighter. And in the beginning, yeah, he's got 1 less attack die, but you can make that up with equipment. So if you
he got this arm kit, which is 250 gold.
Yeah. Another really cool key for you guys is the zoom key, which was added in this last patch. That's M by default. It doesn't zoom. It doesn't give you the full card zoom that Alt does, but it can be very useful if you're looking at things on the board from a different perspective.
And Archer stays Wizard, or does Archer turn Elf?
I don't know. I'm going back and forth between them.
You know, it's kind of racist. 2 of those people are named by their profession, Wizard and Barbarian, and the rest is just races. Elf and Dwarf.
Right? You know what? You didn't know that Dwarf was a class?
Dun, dun,
You're not born
dun.
Dwarf. You choose to be Dwarf.
So you have to go through surgery or something?
Well, that's an entire matter all to it itself, you know.
It's totally weird to see the table from this position.
Alright, so while you guys are choosing, I am going to quickly set up where the hero tokens go for the first mission.
Where are these cards? Are these Wizard? These 3?
Yep.
Right,
That's
they're
spells.
for the first 2 dungeons. Oh, give me 1 second, guys.
1. That was it.
Yeah, give me a couple seconds here.
1, 2.
Alright, DeadPlanet is over here fondling my treasure chest.
Let me get some loot. I'll help.
Stop that. Alright, so great. Dead is joining. He'll be coming in. The password is in the chat. If you don't have it, I can resend it to you. It's Kill Archer. That's really it. It's Kill Archer.
So many.
Which is why there's going to be special concessions for combat for killing Archer. Possibly bonus points and loot will be had.
Yay!
Yeah, I don't have it. It's not in my chat.
It's alright, it's Kill Archer. It's
No space.
It's literally Kill Archer.
I feel loved.
You should. Wait, no, not love. What's the opposite of love? Hate, that thing.
Oh,
That's what
that
you should
explains a
feel.
few things.
Alright, gonna get everybody in line here and kind of zoom in a little bit to show people these wonderful papercraft models that I've managed to find. This is kind of a combination, I was mentioning this to Archer, this is kind of a combination of like 5 or 6 different HeroQuest mods, taking the best pieces of each one, and a few modifications of my own. And I need to do a bit further, because right now this takes a little bit of memory, because these 3 tiles over here are each considered one full playable deck, and I can turn that down into 1, take up a third of the memory. That'll... well, something I'll work on later. So, Cap, did you have any preferences on who you wanted to play?
I just want to be my dwarf. Dang it, I'm pushing the wrong button. There you go. I just want to be the dwarf.
I want to be the elf, I think. The elf is the one I want.
Oh, Archer gonna be the elf?
You
So, I think we might have some competition for the dwarf then, because I think
And the barbarian.
Dead wanted it.
Oh, well, Dead was here on time, so he can have it. I'll be somebody else. I'll be the barbarian, then. Nope, somebody else is the barbarian. I'll be what's left.
I think the wizard's left at this point.
Oh, y'all just fucked up. Made me the wizard.
Dun, dun, dun.
I think we're all screwed now. I mean, all of us, literally.
I'm using every spell right off the bat.
And then he'll go and stab Works in the neck with his dagger. That's what he does.
Yep.
It's what he do.
And I'll get stuck in a wall and die.
That sounds great. I like that plan. Do that, Archer. Alright, so I'm just getting the initial board set up for this mission. And then there's a little bit of lore we get to go through, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool to me, because, you know, lore.
Oh, Lord.
I
Hey,
officially
this
feel
is
better about
BS.
this.
What is all these monsters got such high health and we don't got any extra equipment? We should get a couple health potions.
No, nope.
Cheater.
Nope, you don't. Don't get none. Sorry. This is designed to kill you. It is my killing grounds.
Oh, so it's designed to be fun for you. Got it. Okay.
Exactly. I'm glad that you understand how this works. Okay, that should be the initial board setup.
We are here to entertain people on YouTube.
It's true.
The entertainment. Whoop, whoop.
I'll get the turn set up. So we'll start this way for now. This is kind of the recommended starting setup with the Barbarian, Dwarf, Elf, Wizard in that order. And we also have the recommended spells with the Elf getting the Earth spells and the Wizard getting all the others for now. And then after the first couple, we can start switching that around once you guys get comfortable with the game.
Can I
How do you use
import
the
my
paper?
Witch Hunter from Warhammer?
No. No. No importing.
How do you use the papers? Like with the equipment on them?
Like the paper cards?
Yeah, like where it says Gold Zero, etc.
If you right-click, you get the contextual menu, and you'll see that the text that's on them is in the item description there, and you can actually edit it there. It's not perfect, but it's better than nothing.
What do I click to edit it?
You just right-click, and then you can
It's all grayed out.
you can still type in it. Is contextual not on? I'll turn it on if it is not. Options. Oh, wow. Why is semi-lock not on? Okay, semi-lock. And, okay, so you can't edit any of the text in there right now?
Nope.
Alright, let me turn on contextual then. There you go.
Oh yeah, now it works.
There you go. Alright, so there is lore for you guys to listen to. Are you ready to be thrilled and amazed?
Whoop, whoop. Let's do this.
The fire burns warmly, but casts little light into Mentor's study. The flickering shadows only hint at the vast number of books and scrolls that fill the many shelves. Slowly, Mentor walks over to the fire.
Well, my friends, your training is complete.
You are not yet true heroes yet. You have to prove yourselves. But first, let me tell you of Zargon. Many centuries ago, Zargon was my apprentice. He worked hard and learned quickly, but impatience devoured him. He wanted to learn more powerful magic. I told him of the dangers, that he should be patient, for in time he would become a great sorcerer. But Zargon would not wait. Each night he broke into my study and read my spell books. The secrets that were held within were great indeed. Once he learned these secrets, Zargon fled. When I caught up with him, I found him greatly changed. He had pledged his allegiance to the great powers of chaos. Fool! He saw magic only as a shortcut to power, and paid no heed to the terrible price he would have to pay. I tried to reason with him, but to no avail. He laughed in my face, and then unleashed a terrible spell, which I was hard-pressed to counter. It probably involved butterflies. For many days we battled, but Zargon had allies stronger than even I, and I could not defeat him. In the end, as we both weakened, he fled and sought refuge in the northern Chaos Wastes, where he licked his wounds, honed his skills, conjuring ancient powers with which to overthrow the Empire. And I must watch Zargon and measure the strength of his magic. The powers Zargon has called upon will destroy us all if I relax from this vigil. And Zargon's legions threatened us once before. Then it was Rogar who aided me and defeated them. Now they are on the march again. Already they have assailed the borderlands, and the Empire must again look for heroes, and to this end, I have trained you. Each of you must complete several quests, and if you do this, you will be acclaimed as champions of the realm, and dubbed Imperial Knights. Only then will you be on the road to becoming true heroes. I shall speak with you again on your return. If you return. Please cue the
Dun,
thunderclap.
dun.
Yes, I need to get myself a thunderclap theme there. Now, what I'm envisioning is on YouTube. There's going to be like Deckard's face in the corner or something, and mood music and whatever. It'll happen. So you guys should watch.
I'll just do the dun 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 in the meantime.
Yeah, that's great placeholder, right?
Totally.
It's all good.
Okay, so interesting thing. I'll give you guys a little bit of information on this game. HeroQuest was released in 1989. It was a Milton Bradley product, but it was a combination with Games Workshop. And Games Workshop are the guys that do like the Warhammer stuff. This game is actually based in the Warhammer universe. One of the expansions actually shows a map of where it's supposed to take place, which I didn't know that before until I started doing research for this. So I thought that was kind of neat. The original British version was more based on exploration than combat. So a lot of the things you see, like the monsters having body points, that wasn't added until it was released in North America. So it's kind of interesting. It actually got more challenging when it came over to North America. Also, a few name changes. The wizard, who I've called Zargon, which I guess, if you're going to have a cool wizard, he needs to have a cool Z name. Zargon. He was originally called Morcar. So I'm kind of doing a weird combination of both the British version and the North American version of this game, so I guess he's going to technically be Zarkar, or Zordar, or something, I don't know. Zordon?
Mordor.
Recruit a team of teenagers with attitude. Alright. So yeah, I've actually got maps from both versions, and I'm kind of doing a little bit of combination from the beginning. A lot of the later maps in the North American version are better because they're balanced for you guys getting equipment, but the first few maps are a little odd. So I'm going to make a few changes, and it'll be interesting. This is one of them. This is a map called The Maze. It was added in the original version when it was first released, and it was ultimately replaced by a quest called The Trial, which is what ultimately made it to the North American version. So I figured I would do this as kind of a quick introduction for you guys. To get you going, because this is actually not a hard map. It's fairly simple.